G'day, you cunterinos. Welcome to episode number 20 of the Greencast, a podcast by me, Mr. Greentext, where I ramble to myself into my bedroom like a fucking madman. I got a few things to talk about this week. It'll probably turn out to be a bit more of a triggered episode, because there's some stuff that just really fucking pissed me off this week. The first being was that, EB Games, which is, I think, also in the same franchise as GameStop in America, they have sales all the time. It's almost like a bit of a meme here, on like, they're probably having a sale more than they're not. And, I don't know if I can find it, we're gonna be fucked, but there's like this meme with like, I can't tell if EB Games is having a sale, and they obviously have like these vinyl, like, signs and stuff, and they just plaster their fucking, like, walls and entrances with sales, so that's like all you can fucking see, and you have to like duck under the signs to like get in the fucking store. But I should probably mute Discord as well. Fucking cool, I got an extra thing I have to make sure I fucking mute every week. Fucking hell. Okay, I have my tongue. There we go. Yeah, so they had a sale. I went to the store and they had, like, well, before, like, I game on PC myself. Don't really like consoles too much. I just prefer PC, because, you know, PC Master Race and all that fucking cancer. The PC division? I don't know if division's the right word. The PC, like, part of the store has definitely, like, reduced in size compared to everything else. Like, usually they'd have, like, a wall. Now they have, like, a quarter of a wall. And it's mostly because, like, you know, Steam kind of fucking pushed that fucking thing out the door with people buying PC games. Nowadays, when people want to buy PC games, they just wait for a Steam sale, and they fucking bulk buy all their shit then. I mean, like, I do that sometimes too, but I try and buy physical copies when I can, because, you know, my internet is absolute fucking, like, cancer AIDS, and, it takes fucking literally days to download fucking games. Especially nowadays, and stuff's like 50 gigabytes, I just get fucked, and it's just like, cool, I waited 3 days for this to show up, now I have to wait 4 days for it to download. So they had a sale, they had fucking nothing there, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And, I get home, and then I get like an email saying like, oh, here's this manager special, for Shadow of War. And I'm like, oh, I actually really want to fucking play that game, because I missed it last year, didn't really want to pay full price for it. And, they had like a disc version. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy the shit out of that. And it was on special from $90 to $20. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm literally retarded if I don't buy this. So I bought it with $3.50 shipping. And I'm like, fuck yeah. 2 days later, it shows up. I'm like, oh man, I can't fucking wait to play this. But like, even if it was like Doom at this point, where I bought a physical copy and it had one disc, or it was like 8 gigabytes on it. And I'm like, that's still 8 gigabytes, that's basically like a whole overnight's worth of downloading that it basically does for me. Literally anything I'll fucking take, man. So I'm like, oh, finally it shows up. And I pick it up already, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of light. Jiggle it around a bit, and I can hear some stuff move around. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And it's got like shrink wrap on it, so I take the shrink wrap off. I open up the case. There's no fucking disc in the fucking case. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, did I get duped? But no, it was shrink wrapped, and then it's just like had the code on the inside of the case, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look at the case again, and then on the top corner it says PC Download Edition, and I'm like, what? What do you fucking mean, you fucking cunt? What do you mean PC Download Edition? Why are you giving me a fucking case, you fucking cunt? I fucking paid motherfucking shipping so they can ship me a box with a fucking code. No fucking disc. Just a fucking code. I was so fucking mad. I was just like, why did I even fucking bother? Because, I mean, like, that's still fucking, like, cheaper than it was in, like, the Steam sales and everything. And even, like, G2A was still, like, $30-40. So, like, this was actually, like, a fucking steal. But I'm like, ooh, you motherfucking cunt. And it's just, like, it's gone from we're not going to supply all the discs because we're going to we're going to supply you one disc because we have to fuck you enough to supply anything because it's literally cost effective and you'll download it anyway. And I'm like, oh, I'm actually fucking triggered. And even if they do supply the entire game, like Witcher 3 supplied it all, and you just got like fucking 6 gigs of like updates to do anyway, so it's just like, cool, bought the physical edition, had the entire game on it, got an update, just can't play it today. It's so fucking irritating, man. And so I'm like, whatever, okay, I can wait a couple days to fucking download this. I'm not so mad. I'm just gonna have a drink of water. Whack in the code, and go to install. And the install size is fucking 93 fucking gigabytes, cunt. What do you mean 93 gigabytes? Why is it that fucking big? What? And literally, it's going to take me, I think I had a fucking screenshot before. It's gonna take me 5 days of non-stop downloading to fucking play this motherfucking game. Cause it's 93 fucking gig. I remember when Titanfall came out, everyone got an uproar because it was fucking 50 gigabytes because they didn't compress their goddamn audio. Meanwhile, Shadow of the War over here is just like, fucking hold my beer, cunt. Fucking here's 93 fucking gigabytes. Good fucking good fucking luck downloading that, you fucking bastard. Oh, man. And I'm still downloading it, and it fucking arrived like Monday or Tuesday, and it's currently Saturday. And, I mean, I've been downloading it constantly, obviously, because, you know, it kind of throttles my internet a bit. And it's currently sitting at 50.4 gigabytes. So if this was a normal game, I'd be fucking playing it by now, but nope, it's fucking 93. And it's still got 1 day, 18 hours left of continuous downloading to fucking play this. So I'm not gonna be able to play it till fucking next week again at this fucking point. And the even fucking more irritating thing is, like, I Google it and I'm like, why is this so fucking big? Apparently, they include all of the fucking DLC immediately in the download, even though I don't fucking own it. And they also include the 4K cinematic expansion, apparently, that's also like an extra 20 or 30 gig. I don't have 4 fucking K monitors. I don't give a fuck about it. Don't give me that shit. And apparently there's like a thing where you can like tick it off to like not have that. I don't have that option. Don't know why. So motherfucking irritating! I'm sorry for the cunts that are like listening to this in like earbuds and whatever the fuck. But man, it's so fucking annoying. Apparently, I got an email like a week ago saying that I'm supposed to be getting NBN the next couple months. We'll fucking see about that. And I might have actual normal person internet by then. Who fucking knows? I wanna die! Oh, man. So that was that fucking escapade that I just got absolutely, like, triggered by. And while we're on, like, a triggered fucking, roll, I guess, I'll talk about, so, basically, in Australia, we have, I mean, I assume, like, I don't know if America does. We have, like, our normal, like, local, like, elections that we have to do. And, cause you gotta, like, vote for, like, your local councilmen, I guess you'd call it, and shit like that. And your local representatives. And, you know, it's just, like, the typical, like, cancer, like, smear campaigns for, like, all of the other, like, you know, fucking political parties and all that, just cancer. And I don't really give a fuck. And the thing that pisses me off the most is, like, in Australia, it's compulsory to vote. Meaning, I'll get a fucking fine if I don't vote. And I mean, I can just fucking donkey vote, and that still counts. And the fact that I can do that fucking pisses me off even more. It's just like, I just have to show up and fucking, I can write fuck off on a ballot, and then just put it in the box, and that counts. And I don't have to fucking pay a fine. And literally, if you go on, like, holiday or anything during the election, you'll still get fucking fined. You have to, like, send in, like, a pre-vote to make sure that you actually get it in. It's just actual fucking cancer, dude. And basically, actually today is supposed to be the day you're supposed to vote. But from Monday this week, you can pre-vote. And if you actually have a reason why you can't show up on Saturday to vote like all the other plebeians, you can pre-vote and just put in your shit. And so I'm like, oh, of course I'm gonna fucking do that. So I go on like Tuesday or Wednesday, I think, I can't remember at this point. And it's like in an abandoned or vacant, I should say, warehouse space and like this little shopping complex thing. And it's got all the fucking like the tents up, and this one over here is like promoting One Nation, which is like the I don't know what I'd describe it as. Basically, One Nation is led by Pauline Hanson, which is kind of like Trump, except like imagine more spastic and like retarded. And by retarded I mean showing up to a fucking Parliament House in a burqa. Like that kind of level of insane. And even more fucking racist. And then there's the Greens, which are just like, I guess far left, I guess? I don't know. I honestly don't give a fucking shit about politics, man. I'm like right in the center. Like far left is cancer, far right is cancer. Like, I don't fucking care. And the fact that I don't care just pisses me off even more than I have to fucking vote. And so I pull up and, there's all the tents and the fucking shit. And they have all the fucking volunteers. Actually, I don't know if they do this in America too. But whenever the elections come around, they have volunteers that park on the sides of like main roads, and they have like big fucking signs that are like, vote for this person, for this party, to get this person in. And they just fucking wave at people at like cars that go past. And it's like, what a fucking shit job where you have to, like, it's not even a job, it's fucking volunteer work. And I can't imagine, like, enjoying politics or liking this person so much that you spend your fucking time sitting on the side of a road waving at cars, hoping that one of them might vote for your person. I just flip them off most of the time because I don't give a fucking shit. You're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. Well, wasting your time more than anything else. And the funniest thing is when you, like, go to go inside, they've all obviously got their fucking flyers. And literally, they flock to you. And I'm not fucking kidding when I say this. Like, I've done this once before. Because I'm 20 at this point. When I turned 18 after the election. Last time. So I didn't have to vote. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Last year I had to vote. And I guess it's come around again this year. But I learned not to go directly, the direct line of sight through the tents to the main door, because then you'll get fucking ambushed by about 4 or 5 people being like, oh, here you go, take this flyer, and like, oh, vote for this person because of this reason. And so I learned this time. And so basically, I walked behind all of the tents. And I've recently been listening to Luke Kidgel's podcast, where he has a strategy of volunteers and other people that are trying to talk to you, where you just say the most random thing that comes to your head and just say that. And by the time like people have like come to process it, you're already gone. Like when he's like in the city or something and they're just like, oh, do you want to like sign up for this thing? Or just like, oh, do you have a minute? He just hits him, just like he walks past and just says like, sorry, I'm pregnant. And by the time they're like, wait, what? You're already gone. And so like I'm walking around the back and still 2 people go out of their fucking way to try and like hand me flyers. And I just hit them with like, oh, sorry, no, my name's Jeff, sorry. And they're just like, they just stop in their tracks, and the fucking expression on their face, they're just like, fucking what? Oh, it's so fucking bad, dude. And I fucking go in, get my shit sorted. And my parents beforehand, they're like, oh, make sure you make up like a good excuse to make sure you can vote early. And before I'm like, oh, no, I was just gonna say like, oh, I'm down the Gold Coast on, I'm working, and I'm gonna be there the entire weekend. Apparently, that's what my parents had to do. Meanwhile, I fucking show up and I walk up to the desk, and the lady's just like, hello, read these things over here. Are you eligible to pre-vote? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, cool, here you go, here's your ballot thing. This is how you fill it out. And I'm like, cool, thank you. And then I just fucking go off and then, you know, just like, I just voted for, like, the independents, really. And then the other ones, you know, just made sure the racists, just, like, at the bottom. And then just numbered all, because basically the way it works is just, like, there's 11 candidates, I think, that were on the last one. And you have to number it from 1 to 11 in order that you want them in. And so, yeah, I'm just like, whatever, that'll do. And then, you know, got that shit out of the way. And then, like, as I walked out, a lady that obviously still hasn't fucking learned had 5 flyers in her hand. She tries to give them back to the fucking people. She's like, oh, now that I'm done voting, do you want to just take these back? Because, you know, I just want to, like, recycle these, you know? I just want to give them back so you can give them to someone else. And I'm like, you just don't want to fucking take them home. No, you don't. You don't want to fucking recycle them. You fucking hate it as much as I do, cunt. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, fucking... It's probably funny here, too. Because I can guarantee you there's a pretty, like, high percentage of people that don't know who our own PM is, but know who the President of the United States is. Because fucking Trumpy boy, fucking anything, he just tweets whatever's fucking in his head, and then just gets fucking frontline news, which, you know, a whole fucking thing that I'm not going to get into, but, you know, it's fucking smart, because he always sidesteps and always conveniently says shit, or just obnoxious shit like that when he's trying to, like, pass something under the radar. Man knows how to work social media, I'll fucking give him that. Meanwhile, fucking Malcolm Turnip doesn't really know how to really run a country, or doesn't run a country at this point. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, yes, so, I don't know, like half of this year, I guess at this point, dubbing a little bit of Frupalos. I've been going for runs, most mornings. I haven't gone the past couple mornings, so I've had a lot of shit to do, and I just haven't had fucking time in the morning. But still, like, going to gym and stuff. And, I've been meeting up with my, my friend who I went to high school with and stuff, and, like, good mate. Shout out to Dan, if you ever fucking listen to this, which I seriously doubt. Let alone 17 minutes in this fucking shit. He is, I don't know, I think I might have, like, briefly talked about him before. He basically has a, second degree, he's, second Dan in, Aikido, and he trains with a lot of other, different sorts of martial arts and that sort of stuff too. And his dad, like, runs the dojo and stuff. And, he basically showed me how to, like, properly wrestle, and, like, you feel hella gay doing it as well, but it's actually, like, really fucking cardio and, like, strength intensive. It takes a fucking lot out of you. And, you know, showing me how to do, like, arm bars and shit like that, and how to, like, bend the wrist and basically control a person, how to, like, slam them down and whatever the fuck. And, I mean, I've been going to the gym for, like, 3 or 4 years at this fucking point. He has not. He's just been doing his, like, martial arts and all that sort of stuff. So I had the size and the strength, advantage over him, while meanwhile he actually had all, like, the moves and actually knew what to fucking do. And so obviously he fucking beat me. But there was definitely a couple points where, like, normal people obviously would have fucking given him. Like, at one point he had my fucking arm, like, pinned down and just trying to bend my wrist. And I basically just, like, did, like, a big curl and fucking just muscled my way out. But, man, fucking, we did it again last night. We only did, like, 1 round because we were pretty fucked. In every sense. Not really, that's fucking gay. But, oh, man, it's fucking, it fucking takes you out of you because there's so much strength. Because, you know, you get a fucking 70 kilo, 80 kilo man on top of you, just trying to, like, push him off. And he knows exactly how to fucking keep you down. It's pretty fucking hard, man. But I don't really know what else to really say about. Oh yeah, we did boxing as well. Before we did wrestling, we did a little bit of a spar session boxing as well, and that was the whole fucking thing, because, you know, obviously I haven't trained or done really boxing before. Like, I love punching the punching bag and that sort of shit. And, yeah, it's just a lot of dodging and trying to weave and just trying to, like, get under his fucking guard and stuff. But, yeah, I still lost, of course. Well, I don't know if it... I think it's like, you know, it's just rounds. I don't know if there was really a winner or a loser. But either way, yeah, it's fucking a good way to get your fucking cardio in and shit, I guess. It's just boxing and wrestling. And running. So, you know, who fucking knows at this fucking point. What else did I have on my list? Oh, speaking of just, like, cardio and that sort of fucking stuff along the same line, I've been listening to Joe Rogan a lot lately. I've only just gotten into, like, some of his stuff. And fuck me, do I have a goddamn archive to go through, man. Like, well over, like, 1,000 fucking episodes. So I've just been, like, picking and choosing stuff that sound interesting to me. I've listened to, like, the first Jordan Peterson one. That was pretty good. I listened to, like, the latest Kevin Smith one. But then I listened to one, I think it's by a guy called, like, Cameron Hayes or something like that. And he's, like, a professional, like, hunter and that sort of stuff. And listening to you guys talk about hunting for 3 hours, I kind of want to try hunting now. They do a lot of bow hunting. I mean, I've done a little bit of archery stuff. I do own a bow. I haven't shot it for a while. All my fucking arrows are rusted because I didn't take care of them and shit. And I mean, they weren't sharp by any means, so I was just shooting them into, like, a styrofoam fucking box that I had. But it does kind of almost sound pretty interesting to me. If it wasn't for the fact that they're just like, oh yeah, no, we're professional hunters, and it took us, like, 6 days to, like, get one deer. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, dude. Also, I don't know if we have deer in Australia as well. I don't think so. Let me Google that, because I think we might? I'm not sure. Does Australia have deer? Deer are arguably the most charismatic of Australia's invasive species. Oh, we do have deer. The protected pest. Deer in Australia. What the fuck? That's, great. Now I'm immediately going fucking off. The protected pest deer in Australia. Can you, like, load, please? Partially is a highly valued hunting resource. Deer are now recognized among Australia's greatest pest threats. Interesting. Additional impacts of the deer include facilitating access for intruded predators by creating paths. What? So just by their existence, they're just bringing over predators. Fucking hell. Imagine just, like, existing just brings more fucked things to you. I don't know where that was going, but yeah. Spreading weeds, trampling sensitive area. Yeah, well, I mean, sound pretty good fucking them. Sound like fucking pests, then fucking go at it. But I mean, like, it's just the tracking down of something isn't so much appealing as to, like, the thrill of just, like... Oh, I mean, that's the whole fucking point, I guess. The trek, I mean... I've been doing, like, hikes every couple weeks with my friends. And, man, I vomited, like, the last 2 times we've gone up. Because my body's like, what the fuck are you doing, cunt? Why are you going so hard? Because it's, like, the incline of the one that I've been doing is pretty fucking steep, dude. And immediately, just, like, you're out of breath. And you just have to take, like, breaks in between and shit. And, what was I saying? Immediately... Oh, yes, hunting. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting, like, a nice compound bow or something like that. And, you know, just even, like, practicing with that. Because, like, obviously before, like, you want to go out hunting, you want to get good with the fucking bow. I don't know, I wouldn't... I mean, I can get guns in Australia, but I don't know if I really want to. And I feel like that... well... I don't know. I feel like it's almost kind of kind of cheating using a gun when you hunt, because it's like, you know, most people take like big rifles and stuff, and you know, you can just set up and just like make sure you line it up with your fucking crosshair, boom, headshot and all that sort of stuff, and away you go. Meanwhile, with bow hunting, it's like you better be sure you can fucking hit that spot, that make sure it like dies within like, you know, pretty fucking quick, because you get like one shot basically before they like, oh, what the fuck is that, and then they leave. But like the way they were talking about just being able to like kill something and bring meat home to like your family and stuff, and just like eat your own meat for a while. And like if you kill like a fucking deer, you've got so much fucking meat, man, that you're just gonna have to throw it in your freezer, and you can be eating that for fucking weeks, and it's set for food, man. And meat is like some of the best things you can eat for like your body, because you know it's got all the fucking proteins and all your nutrients and all that fucking shit. And I'm about to go off topic. It's the thing that kind of annoys me about vegans, is that we wouldn't have the cognitive functions we would have right now if it wasn't for us eating meat. Because it did have all those fucking nutrients and vitamins and proteins that basically gave our brains help the growth of our brains and cognitive functions, so that we could, you know, invent tools and, you know, expand all our fucking shit. Because meanwhile, like, you know, before that, you know, like eating plants and all that fucking shit, obviously it doesn't, you know, it has vitamins and all that sort of stuff, but not as much as like meat, man. And they're even explaining, like in the podcast that I was listening to, that there was like these lions that were on this island, and the only food that they could get was water buffalo. And because of that, these fucking lions were fucking jacked as all fucking shit. Because, obviously, like, these fucking water buffalo are fucking huge. And, you know, it'd take probably a couple of lions to get them down. And, you know, that's a fucking lot of meat, too. So they're just gonna get fucking jacked if you're, like, every day, like, killing one of these massive fucking animals and eating all of its fucking meat. Like, that's a lot of fucking cardio, man. You know, like, if I eat that, like, sort of meat, I obviously don't do that much fucking exercise enough to, like, burn it all off. But, you know, they can take all those fucking calories, because they fucking need it. But, yeah, I mean, it'd just be satisfying to, like, you know, get your own meat. And even, like, you're saying, like, he'd have that fucking much that just, like, whenever friends would come over, he'd just be like, here, take some of my fucking meat, man. Make burgers or whatever the fuck you want to do with it. But, I don't know, it's again, it's like a whole fucking thing, like, you gotta know how to cut, like, thing and skin animals, and, yeah. It's a deep fucking hole. I don't know if I want to get down it, but it does kind of interest and intrigue me. If there's anyone that does like hunting or any of that sort of stuff, let me know in the comments, I guess, or send me an email, preferably, yeah. If you're a hunter, or you like hunt or whatever the hell, send me an email. Let me know what it's like. Is it that intensive? How long does it take for you to like really get like an animal? What do you hunt? What is the meat like? Because that was the thing too, that Joe Rogan was saying, that just like I don't know whether, like, it's a whole fucking thing as well, in your mind, that the things that you make obviously or mostly taste better because you know how you made it and you know the process that you went through. But like, it's just saying, like, every time that whenever like he would kill something and the meat would just be so fucking delicious. And it's like, oh, I wouldn't mind some good old delicious meat. This is sounding very gay out of context, I'm realizing. Oh, man. I think that's about all. What else did I really fucking want to talk about? I think that's about it. What's that down the bottom? I already talked about that. Cool. Well, fucking, we have so many fucking goddamn comments to get through, so I suppose we'll go through that. So I suppose we'll get into the most autistic part of the potty, which is of course where I take questions from a bunch of you cunts. So if you want to send any comments, questions, topics, or any of that sort of shit, you can just talk about, I can't fucking speak, and I have a channel where I do that. Questions, topics, all that sort of shit, you can email me, like I was just explaining before, at mrgreentext@gmail.com. That's Mr. Greentext with an S on the end of that. Or you can go on the community tab that will go up sometime next week and comment on that shit. So I don't know if I think I had one email. So let me just bring it up. And then we'll get into the other shite. Gmail.com Mr. Greentext. Loading. Do. Nope, didn't have anything, apart from a copyright claim from a fucking video that apparently went up a couple days ago. What was that? Copyrighted track frolic. That's the whole fucking thing you'll have to sort out too. I put up a thing with the Curb Your Enthusiasm music at the end, and apparently it got claimed by, or the copyrighted content is Frolic Killer Tracks, and that does not sound like the Curb Your Enthusiasm or like any of that sort of shit. So I'm gonna have to fucking look that up later, and because that's probably you know what it probably is? It's probably someone's fucking remixed it, and then they've claimed like the original sample as their own music, which has happened a lot apparently. So that's the whole fucking thing I'll have to go into, I guess. So yeah, this fucking week, I didn't get as many likes on the post, but this is the most comments I've gotten on a fucking thing for a while, man. I don't know why you guys all of a sudden just like, yeah, sure, here's a fucking question and everything. I got 65 fucking comments, cunt. There's no way I'm getting through like even most of these. So I guess I'm just gonna have to fucking pick and choose, I guess, as I go. So the first one, I guess, is from TARDIS9182. And he says, the subculture of YouTube that puts first, second, third, etc. in the comments as a way of instant gratification. So I'm not even kidding when I say, I think I might consider banning the word first in my comments. There's a fucking thing where I can just filter out fucking words. So, you know, it's mostly for people that don't like swearing and all that, racial slurs and all that sort of stuff, which, you know, probably not that good, but, you know, whatever. Fucking, you'll fucking autistic screech if I ban nigger anyway, so whatever. Be happy that I don't. But I might ban first, because I'm fucking sick of that cancer. It's been going on since the start of YouTube, and it's just so fucking bad. End It All asks, who was the funniest OIR podcast? Fucking hell. And what do you think of the autism that is Discord? Well, hopefully you don't join it, judging by that fucking comment. First part, I think you mean who's the funniest person I've had on the podcast so far? Looking back, funniest is probably, Neckbeard Cave. Mostly just because, like, you know, loud Irishman. And the autism that is Discord hasn't been as bad as I thought it would, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, compared to, like, Crips work and that sort of stuff that turned into a fucking Nazi haven for a good while, mine's doing fucking okay. End It All asks, when will you print a dragon dildo? So, I guess he's obviously, like, means, like, 3D print a dragon dildo. So, funny thing about dragon dildos. Here we fucking go. I'm part of a couple Facebook groups that, you know, sell 3D prints and that sort of stuff. And there's one called 3D Printing Australia. And a lot of the time it's a running meme that if you really want to make money in 3D printing, 3D print dragon dildos and sell them on Etsy. People make fucking bank on it. Because obviously, like, dragon dildos are pretty expensive. And so what a lot of people do is that they'll commission, or, you know, a lot of the 3D models they can find online, even. They'll print the dildo, and obviously it's plastic, So obviously, like, you know, it's not really safe for, like, skin and that sort of stuff. And it'll probably snap inside your fanny if you probably tried to use it or your asshole. So what they do is then they make silicone molds, or, I don't know, they might make, like, rigid molds, like, what would they make it with? I'm not sure. Maybe like a rigid plaster or something like that, so they can make like hard molds. And then they make like silicone copies of it, so then, you know, obviously that's safer skin and that sort of stuff. And then sell it for like half the price that Bad Dragon sells it, obviously. And that's how they make a fucking shit ton of money. You know, it's weird and dodge, but whatever you do to make money. Daxboy just says immortality. So, I don't know. I've always had the thought in my head, just like, would I want to be immortal? Because it always does fascinate me with, like, I mean, right now, we're living in the most advanced we've ever been. And I mean, until, like, you know, we're not. That made no sense. That made more sense in my head. Well, I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, normal, like, human life, like, you know, that lives like 100 years is like literally nothing compared to like the history of Earth and that sort of stuff. And it does always fascinate me to see where Earth is going to go and what humanity is going to fucking do, because we're not, a million years from now, we're gonna have to fucking leave Earth because we've fucked it so hard. Whether it be like through solar flares that's going to happen, or even like, you know, greenhouse gases and we fuck our own atmosphere and stuff. Whether we, like, you know, start a Martian colony and everything, like the fucking expanse. It does fascinate me, and it does kind of like, it is kind of sad to like not know where humanity's going to go after you go. Well, I mean, like, I don't really know what the afterlife is like, so I might, but I doubt it, to be honest. Even just like, I kind of want to witness what the end of the universe would be like, you know? But, you know, it'd also suck at the same time, because obviously the people that you love, and all of your friends and everything else, obviously, you know, have normal fucking lifespans, and just die. And obviously if you're immortal, and will be immortal forever and ever, they mean nothing to you as much as, like, anything else. So, I don't know. I guess I'd like to be immortal, but with the ability to fucking kill myself. I got deep real fucking quick. A lot of these are pretty fucking bad, to be honest. There's just one here that just says, "You gay?" And I'm like, what? No. Talked about a fucking trying to get a chick on Tinder last week before. But it could be a cover-up, woo! And like, even this one's pretty fucking gay. It's like, God Emperor Trump grabs you by the pussy, what do you do? Who is your favorite shooter? Can cat girls consent? I'm not answering that. Seb Mendes says, will you ever do a workout video to show us? It would be hilarious to see a unit like yourself do a workout routine. I don't know. Maybe at some point. It is kind of tricky because I go to a public gym, obviously, that has like 2,000 fucking members, and it's one of the biggest in Australia. So obviously I don't really want to set up like a little camera. Well, I probably could just even set up my phone and do that sort of shit. But it's also tricky because I don't really want to wear a face mask to fucking gym, man. Because I don't want to reveal my identity quite yet. And it'd be a little bit fucking weird if this guy in the face mask, just like, you know, doing some squats and benching and that sort of stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe. It'll probably be like late night that I probably have to do it, but we'll fucking see. That might be a thing down the line. Brandon says, can we buy a 3D prints? And if we can, does it ship to Amerifag land? No. And no. The main reason is because, one, it's got my fucking address, my return address, which is my actual address on it. Two, it would not be worth it for you guys to fucking pay shipping on what it would actually cost to send something to fucking America. Because the boxes are pretty big. Like, how big would they be? probably about 30 centimeters by like 20 by 20 centimeters. Good luck to that one guy that fucking converts it all. So off you go. Granted, they don't weigh that much. They probably weigh about like 400 grams, maybe 400 or 500 grams. Again, off you go, Mr. Converter. But yeah, the shipping would cost more than probably the actual what you're paying for the actual product, which is just not fucking worth it. So I'm only just selling to Australia. I'm like, I don't know, I might like announce. See, that's the thing too. It's also got like my company name, which has associated with my face, which is also tricky at the same time. I don't know. Maybe down the line, once I get like a PO box that I can maybe like set as my return address, we'll fucking see. De Kaiser says, can you address the pitbull question? You know, the breed of peace. See, I'm always of the belief that your dogs and your pets kind of almost mimic your personality. And obviously in how you treat your pets, like, is going to depend on the outcome of your pet's personality. So if you're going to be a shit cunt to your dog, your dog's going to be a fucking shit cunt. So I'm always of the belief that, you know, if there's a violent pit bull, it's because you're fucking doing something wrong, you retard. But I mean, like, even like what the fuck, I don't know what the fuck I was watching, but it was just like a pit bull that was just like playing with the kids while they were like playing with their little action figures, just like tapping it on like the dog's head and body, and the dog's just like, and just dealt with it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that, like, I mean, like, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Rinsler, 50, says, boxers or briefs? Neither. I wear skins. I don't know. Boxers, they've got too much air, I feel like. And you've also, I feel like, boxers, you have more of a chance to accidentally, like, show a nut to someone. Briefs just aren't that much comfortable to me, whereas skins, like, you know, they comfort my fucking ballsack and that sort of stuff. And, like, yeah, that's all I wear is, like, skins, basically. Cloaker Harriet Holwitzer says, alright, here's another question for the podcast. Have you done anything illegal? If so, what was it? And did you get away with it? I've been trying to think of something that I've done, because I'm sure that I've done something. But the only things that could come to mind is just, like, low-tier shit, like fare evading on a train. Which, the last time I did it, I had a good fucking reason to. And that was because apparently, well, I mean, I was sorting out, basically for public transport, you could get student discounts and stuff. And so as I went to sign up, I'm like, yes, student discounts, and it was literally my first fucking day. And they're like, oh, you got your student ID? And I'm like, oh, no, it's actually my first day. And it's like, oh, well, can't activate it then. And I'm like, well, fuck you. And my go-card was just my, we have go-card, down in southeast Queensland. And that's like a public transport system where you like tap the card and that's like, you know, that's how you pay and stuff. And so it's expired, so I just couldn't use it. And so I just like fare evaded all the way to the city until I got to the train station that had the turntables where you have to touch your card and the turntables open. Thankfully, I went on like peak time, and so I just had to like run up behind someone and like wave my card, pretending to tap it, and just like quickly run in behind someone else so I can actually get past and like just been able to do it. But I don't know, this maybe next week if I can remember anything else, but I don't think so. Kai asked, what got you into prop building, and what is your favourite prop you have made so far? So I can remember pretty easily what got me into it. I remember in 14? I think it was in like grade 11 or 12. I wanted to go to like a convention. It was the year that Guardians of the Galaxy came out, so whatever fucking year that was. I really wanted a Star-Lord helmet. And I remember I'd bought the jacket online, sourced everything else, but I just couldn't fucking afford that bloody helmet. And, like, even I looked into 3D printing at the time, because I had a couple things 3D printed, where I outsourced to other people before I got my own printer. But, I'm like, fuck, I really can't afford it. And I remember just, like, going on YouTube and just searching, just like, I wonder if I can make one. And this dude on like YouTube, his name is Dalai Lomo. Shout out to you, dude. You're basically what got me into this shit. He basically made one out of cardboard, and I'm like, shit, that actually looks okay. And so, you know, he had templates and that sort of stuff, and I followed those, and I made a Star-Lord helmet out of cardboard. And that was the first thing that I made, and I'm like, fuck. I mean, like, it looked okay. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. And, you know, that opened a whole fucking world, and I'm like, shit, I can actually build my own fucking stuff. And, you know, went down the fucking hole and, you know, made paper mache fucking helmets, and then foam stuff, and then 3D printing stuff. But the favourite thing that I've made so far? I mean, like, I got majority of the way through the Praetorian Guard, before I fucking just cracked the shits and gave up. That was pretty good. But favourite, fuck. I mean, I just finished the alien pulse rifle from Aliens and all that sort of stuff. That was really fucking cool, but that's a commission though, so I'm not keeping it, unfortunately. But probably the arc gun from District 9 that I made. That one's probably my favourite. Let's see if I can I'll probably post a picture in Discord later on, so go join my Discord. Good old Happy Pile of Guts asks, "Oi nigga, what's your opinion on recreational drugs? Personally, I recommend them fried as fuck." That he wrote, edit, scratch that, I don't recommend them. Personally, like, I don't fuck with them. Like, I don't give a fuck if you do, to be honest. Like, you do you, whatever the shit. I don't really mind weed. Like, you know, probably the least harmful fucking drug. Don't know why it's still illegal in most places. But, you know, being around, like, my uni friends and that sort of fucking stuff, like, they obviously, like, pass the blunt around and stuff. But it's just something that I just don't want to try. I don't really care for it, to be honest. Same with, like, alcohol. Like, you know, I'm sober. Like, I haven't really had, like, a full drink before. I just don't fucking care. You know, it's just, like, an expense that I don't want to pay for, and also, like, a feeling that I don't want to feel. Like, I don't want to feel like I forget shit, man. Like, I don't want to feel, like, empty and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't really judge people that do it. Like, majority of my friends, like, you know, drink alcohol, and fair few others, like, you know, smoke weed and that sort of stuff, but it's just something that I don't want to try, to be honest, but, yeah, you do you, I guess. Colby Barlow asks, "Do you hate doing green text? Do you ever get tired of doing them? I mean, it's all you do besides the podcast, and it's the only reason you do them is that you fear people will stop watching." Yes, and yes. I wouldn't say that I hate doing green texts. I don't enjoy them anymore, particularly. I've made 350 of these fucking bastards. I mostly do it because, you know, it makes money at this point, and I mostly see it as a job more than anything else. Like, there's a couple of voice stuff that I do enjoy every now and then, but majority of green texts are all the fucking same thing at this point. And I'm getting a little bit tired of them. That's half the reason why I started the podcast. I started doing shitposts and stuff, so I could do something else on this channel besides the fucking green text. But again, it's also kind of hard at the same time, because my name is fucking Mr. Green Text. So I've kind of trapped myself at the same point, too. But, you know, I've got other stuff to, like, creatively satisfy me at the same time. But, yeah, obviously if I do stop doing green text, people are going to get shitty, and people would probably stop watching. Because majority of the people are subscribed for, you know, the green text on the Mr. Green Text channel. YouTube account 376497P0 says, "Is there anything you regret in your film career so far?" Fucking career. Good meme. Not really at the moment. I don't think there hasn't been anything where I hated or anything like that. And even like if a shoot or something like that goes wrong, then it's just like a learning experience and that sort of stuff anyway. But I am going to be editing a 45-minute, almost basically feature film at this fucking point soon. And the genre is called psychosexual thriller. And it's about like these guys in like a gay relationship and stuff, and it's adapted from this book called The Wolves That Live in Skin in Space. Yeah, and it's, you know, it doesn't sound that appealing to me. It's not something that I'd watch, but, you know, it's something to edit and get paid for and that sort of stuff. So, I don't know, I might regret doing that, because I might fucking hate it, but at the same point, you know, it's work. Get what you can. And I think I'll call it there, because I really need to fucking shit. Yeah, and I don't want to fucking shit my pants. Yeah, so, secret fucking phrase. I do this every fucking week. Let's just make it film. Fuck it, why not? If you made it through this almost hour-long podcast, be sure to let me know by including somewhere in your comments the word film, or movie, or anything along those fucking lines, really. What's the latest film you saw? What's your most hated film? What's your favourite film? Let me know down below, and then, you know, I can tell that you listen to all this all shit. But yeah, you know, if you have any comments, questions, life advice, any hunting stories, make sure you email me at mrgreentext@gmail.com. It's Mr. Greentext with an S on the end of that, or the community tab that'll go up sometime next week. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll fucking catch you later, cunt.